This is the true story of a regular office worker who unknowingly starts an affair with his new boss's wife, only to discover a web of lies, manipulation, and danger that threatens to destroy his career and his life. As secrets unravel and the stakes get higher, he faces tough choices between silence, survival, and standing up to a ruthless man who controls everything. A gripping tale of betrayal, power, and unexpected twists that will keep you hooked until the very end. Let me preface this by saying I'm not proud of what I did. I'm 28, working a mid-level corporate job in a mid-sized city. Not a glamorous life, but not a bad one either. I'm single, not really looking for anything serious. My days are routine, coffee, spreadsheets, meetings that could have been emails, and occasional awkward happy hours with coworkers who all pretend to like each other more than they actually do. A few months ago, I matched with a woman on a dating app. Let's call her Sophie. Gorgeous. Smart. Sarcastic. The kind of flirty that makes you feel like you're in on a secret. Her profile was vague. No last name, no job title, no Instagram handle, which should have been a red flag. But I wasn't exactly looking for a soulmate. We met for drinks on a Thursday night. She wore a black dress and red lipstick that somehow made her look like trouble and a good time wrapped into one. We talked for hours. She didn't ask much about my work, and when I brought it up, she brushed it off, like she didn't care about what I did. I liked that. That night, we hooked up. I thought it'd be a one-time thing. But then she texted the next day, and the day after. We started meeting regularly, always at her place or mine. Never in public, always late at night. I didn't ask questions. It was fun, casual, until it wasn't. One night, she left her phone unlocked on my coffee table while showering. It lit up. A message from a contact saved as B. Dinner tomorrow. 7 o'clock, don't be late again. My stomach dropped. Something about it felt off. Like, married woman hiding something kind of off. I didn't say anything. I told myself I was being paranoid. 2 weeks later, the company announced a new regional VP, Benjamin Whitmore. The man walks into the office in a $3,000 suit, like he owns the air we breathe. Married. Charismatic. Ruthless. The kind of guy who makes interns cry and shareholders smile. At the welcome reception, he brought his wife. You already know where this is going, right? It was Sophie. I nearly dropped my drink. She looked right at me. No sign of recognition. Not even a twitch. I thought I was losing my mind. I tried to rationalize it. Couldn't be her. Maybe she had a twin. A doppelganger. Something. But no. When she turned slightly to whisper something to Ben, I saw the tattoo behind her ear. A tiny triangle. I used to trace it with my fingers. I left the party early, claiming a headache. I didn't sleep that night. Next day, she texted me like nothing happened. Like she hadn't just appeared in my office as the wife of the man who now literally signs my paycheck. I didn't respond. She messaged again. We need to talk. It's not what you think. How many times have cheaters used that exact sentence? I didn't reply to Sophie's message for 2 days. I was sick to my stomach. Not just because I had been unknowingly sleeping with a married woman, but because I had been sleeping with my boss's wife. The man who just got promoted. The man who now had full authority over my future at this company. I wasn't some wide-eyed intern. I knew how these things worked. If this ever got out, even if it wasn't my fault, I'd be gone. He'd destroy me. So I ghosted her. Removed her number. Deleted every photo. Tried to pretend it never happened. Didn't work. That Thursday night, she showed up outside my apartment. Yes, at my apartment. She knocked like she had every right to be there. I stood frozen for a good 10 seconds before opening the door. She looked the same. Perfect makeup, sleek coat, heels clicking like she was walking into a boardroom instead of a train wreck. Sophie, I started. She pushed past me. I'm not here to fight, she said. Walking right into my kitchen like this was just another one of our nights. I just need 5 minutes. I should have kicked her out. Instead, I shut the door. She turned to me. Look, I should have told you. I know I messed up, but it's not like you think. Ben and our marriage is complicated. I gave a bitter laugh. Complicated? You're married to the guy. That's not complicated. That's definitive. She looked away. We have an arrangement. He does his thing. I do mine. As long as it doesn't get messy. Oh, this is messy, I said, pacing. You didn't think to mention that before we started sleeping together? That maybe your arrangement included not sleeping with one of his employees?" Her face changed. Cold. Controlled. "I didn't know you worked for him when we met," she said flatly. "I didn't even know he was coming to this branch until last week." "You still kept going, even after you knew." She didn't deny it. "I liked you," she said simply. "I still like you." I ran a hand through my hair. "This isn't a game. He could ruin me." She stepped closer. "Ben's not going to find out." I stared at her. "That sounds like a threat." "It's a promise," she said. "You don't say anything. I don't say anything. We pretend this never happened." She started walking toward the door, then paused. "Unless you want it to happen again." I didn't answer. She left. The following week at work, Ben shook my hand in front of the department. Told everyone how lucky he was to have such a talented team. His hand gripped mine a little too firmly. His eyes locked onto mine a little too long. Did he know? Was he testing me? Was Sophie lying about the arrangement? About him not knowing? I started to lose it. Every meeting felt like an interrogation. Every comment from Ben felt layered with some hidden message. Then, on Friday, I got a calendar invite from him directly. Lunch. You and me. Offsite. No agenda. No CCs. My palms started sweating. Had everything come crashing down. I showed up to the restaurant 20 minutes early, then sat in my car for 15 of them trying not to throw up. This place was expensive. Like they don't put prices on the menu, expensive. Why here? Why not a regular office lunch spot? Was it supposed to disarm me? Intimidate me? Ben walked in exactly on time, wearing a gray suit sharp enough to cut glass. He gave me a smile that didn't reach his eyes and clapped a hand on my shoulder like we were old buddies. "Glad you could make it," he said. I forced a smile. "Of course, sir." "Ben," he corrected me. "No need for formalities. We're equals here." "Yeah, sure we are." He ordered a steak. I ordered whatever looked safest. Water. No alcohol. I needed to stay sharp. The conversation started normal. Team dynamics. Goals. Office culture. Blah, blah, blah. Then he leaned forward. "So, do you date much?" My throat dried instantly. I mean, sometimes," I stammered. He nodded slowly, swirling his wine. I asked because I know what it's like to lose focus. Women can be distracting. I didn't say a word. "Especially the wrong ones," he added. My fork froze halfway to my mouth. He looked me dead in the eye. "You ever get involved with a woman you shouldn't have?" I felt like my heart stopped. This was it. He knew. He had to know. But then he smirked. "Office gossip gets around," he said. "Saw you leave the reception a little early last week. People were saying you might have been overwhelmed." I forced a laugh. "Yeah, not really a fan of big crowds." He sat back and nodded. "Good. Keep it that way." What the hell did that mean? We finished lunch. I barely tasted anything. When we stood up to leave, he looked at me with that same unreadable expression. "You're a smart guy," he said. "I like smart guys. Just remember, smart guys don't let their D***CKs do the thinking." Then he walked out. I sat back down for a full 5 minutes, trying to figure out if I'd just been threatened, warned, or protected. That night, Sophie called me. I ignored it. Then she sent a message. "He doesn't know. I swear. He suspects something. He always does, but not about you." I didn't respond. She sent another. "I told you. We have rules. He breaks them all the time. The difference is, I never get caught. So don't screw this up for both of us." I felt sick. How the hell had I ended up here? Just a month ago, I was some average guy with an average job and a boring dating life. Now I was hiding a secret that could blow up everything, from my career to my reputation, maybe even my safety. I decided right then, I was cutting her off. Cold. No more calls. No more messages. No more Sophie. But Sophie wasn't the kind of woman you cut off. She was the kind that cuts you, deep, sharp, and where it hurts the most. 2 weeks passed. I avoided her. Ignored every message. Deleted them as soon as they came in. I blocked her number. Changed my route to work. Started eating lunch in my car. And for a while, it worked. Things calmed down. Ben was distant, but not hostile. Maybe he really didn't know. Maybe Sophie had told the truth about their arrangement. Maybe I could finally leave this behind me. Then she showed up again. Not alone this time. It was a Saturday morning. I'd just finished laundry, still half asleep, when someone buzzed my apartment. I picked up the intercom, expecting it to be a delivery. "Sophie," I said automatically, my heart skipping. "No," a voice said. "But I think you know who I am." I froze. It was Ben. I couldn't breathe. "I suggest you open the door," he said calmly. "I'd hate to make a scene." Click. The intercom went dead. I stood there for 5 full seconds, heart racing, palms sweating, brain screaming run. But my feet moved toward the door like I was being pulled. I opened it. Ben stood there in jeans and a leather jacket. Casual. Deadly. Next to him, Sophie. She wouldn't meet my eyes. "Can we come in?" he asked, like it was a polite request and not a veiled command. I stepped aside. What else could I do? They sat on my couch like they owned the place. Ben looked around, chuckled softly. "Nice place," he said. "A little modest, but hey, you're not a VP yet." What do you want?" I finally managed. He leaned forward, fingers laced. "Let's get to the point, shall we?" "I know." My heart dropped. Sophie looked up at me. Her eyes were glassy. Ben continued. "I know about the two of you. I knew weeks ago." I sat down across from him, every muscle in my body tense. "Then why didn't you say anything?" I asked. "Because I wanted to see how far you'd go," he said. "Whether you'd come clean. Whether she would." He turned to Sophie. She looked away. He chuckled again. "Spoiler, neither of you did." I opened my mouth to speak, but he raised a hand. "Don't bother lying," he said. "You're not good at it." Sophie finally spoke. "Ben, please." "Quiet," he snapped. "You've done enough." He stood up and walked to my bookshelf, picked up a framed photo of me with my college friends. "You think this is the first time this has happened?" he asked casually. I didn't respond. He turned to me. "She does this. Gets bored. Finds someone who makes her feel like a person again. Then burns it all to the ground." "Ben," she started again. "Save it," he barked. Then he looked at me. "I'm not going to fire you," he said. "I'm not even going to ruin you. But I could. And I will, if I hear so much as a whisper about this in the office. Got it?" I nodded slowly, barely able to speak. He stepped toward me. "You're nothing," he said coldly. "A minor inconvenience. A temporary toy. Don't make yourself a permanent problem." Then he turned to Sophie. "Let's go." She didn't move. He grabbed her arm. She pulled away. "You knew and you let it happen. You wanted to catch us. You get off on this." He slapped her. Hard. Right in front of me. The sound echoed in my apartment like a gunshot. I stood up instantly. "Hey." He pointed at me. "Sit. Down." I froze. Sophie was holding her face, eyes wide, stunned, but not surprised. Ben looked at her with disgust. "Next time you want to act out, pick someone smarter. At least give me a challenge." He walked to the door and opened it. She followed, not looking back. Then they were gone. I locked the door. Sat on the floor. Shaking. What the hell had I just witnessed? And more importantly, was this really over? Or had it just begun? The next 3 days were quiet. Too quiet. I kept my head down at work. No eye contact with Ben. No conversations beyond good morning or send me that report. He was acting like nothing had happened. Cold. Efficient. Almost bored. It was terrifying. Sophie didn't message me. Didn't show up. Didn't call. I started to believe it was done. Then, on Wednesday night, I got a text from an unknown number. "Watch this." Attached was a video file. About 30 seconds long. Against my better judgment, I hit play. It was surveillance footage. Blurry. Grainy. Looked like a security cam in a parking garage. Ben. Dragging someone. It was Sophie. Her body was limp. Not lifeless, but drugged. Injured. I couldn't tell. He opened the trunk of a sleek black car and shoved her inside. The video ended there. My hands were shaking so badly I almost dropped the phone. Another message came in seconds later. "Help me. Please." No name. But it had to be her. I called the number. Straight to voicemail. I texted back. Where are you? Are you okay? What the hell was that? No reply. I didn't sleep that night. The next morning, Ben was at the office like usual. Suit. Coffee. Clipboard. Totally calm. I stared at him across the open floor, remembering the video. Remembering him dragging her like a sack of laundry. Had he hurt her? Had I just witnessed a crime? But how the hell would I prove it? I considered going to the police. But what would I tell them? Hi, I slept with my boss's wife and now she sent me a video of him maybe kidnapping her? They'd laugh me out of the building, or worse, they'd think I was involved. At lunch, I got another text. Don't go to the cops. He has people. Cameras. You'll be next. Followed by an address. A house on the outskirts of the city. Then, come alone. I sat there staring at the screen, heart pounding, appetite gone. Was this a trap? Was she even alive? I didn't know what to do. I called my best friend, Mason, who'd moved to another state. I hadn't told him anything until now, but I unloaded the whole story in a single breathless rant. There was silence on the other end. Then, dude, are you trying to die? No, This is some Dateline type S***T. Do not go to that address. Call the cops, men. I can't, I whispered. If he's got connections. Mason sighed. Then bring someone. Don't be an idiot. This guy sounds dangerous. I told him I'd think about it. But I knew I wasn't going to listen. That night, I drove to the address. Alone. I parked about 2 blocks away from the address Sophie sent me. The street was dark and quiet, just the way you'd expect for a setup straight out of a thriller movie. My phone buzzed with a new message. Come to the back door. Don't make a scene. My hands trembled as I approached the house. The backyard was dimly lit by a single flickering porch light. I saw a figure standing near the door. It was Sophie, looking pale and exhausted. Thank God, she whispered as I stepped closer. I need your help. Before I could ask what happened, a shadow moved behind her. Ben. He stepped out from the darkness, cold and menacing. I was wondering when you'd show up, he said smoothly. Sophie gasped and tried to step away, but Ben grabbed her arm tightly. Stay out of this, he said, eyes locking on me. I realized this was it. No more running. No more hiding. Summoning whatever courage I had left, I spoke up. Leave her alone, Ben. This ends now. He laughed. You don't know what you're dealing with. Suddenly, I heard sirens in the distance. Mason had called the cops behind my back, worried sick about me. Ben's eyes flicked to the sound. Panic flashed for a split second. Sophie pulled free and ran toward the house. Ben cursed and turned to me. This isn't over, he hissed before disappearing into the shadows. The police arrived moments later. I told them everything, the affair, the threats, the video, and Sophie's plea for help. Turns out, Sophie was trapped in a toxic, controlling marriage. Ben's arrangement was a lie. He was abusive and dangerous. The video was her desperate call for rescue. The cops took statements, and within a week, Ben was arrested on multiple charges. Sophie entered a witness protection program to start fresh. As for me, I was shaken but alive. I lost my job, of course. The company didn't want any scandal. But I gained something more valuable, the truth and the courage to walk away. Thanks for reading. If there's one thing I've learned from this nightmare, it's that sometimes the people you think you know aren't who they seem. And sometimes the worst secrets are hidden right under your nose. Subscribe and give a like. Watch more my video. Bye.